Okay, this part is gonna look like this, a bit V shape. So here I just cut the yarn. If you want to hide it, this type of yarn, you can just hide it anyhow you like. Just make it go through some of these stitches and hide it inside. Same with these two, I'm gonna hide it inside. So now I'm going to do this part, because here at this corner, before we start to do the V-shaped thing, I'm gonna make some crochet here. Okay, here you just chain one, hide this tail along so that it's more secure. You're gonna chain two. You're gonna chain two, and you're gonna do a double crochet into this same stitch, and then you're gonna chain one. You double crochet into the next stitch. You kind of skip one if you can roughly figure out how you're gonna skip one, because you want this hole here, and later we're gonna pull this part up here and shrink it this way, and this tail will go upwards. So here you're gonna do chain one, skip one, double crochet, chain one, skip one, double crochet. So long you get holes like this, and later we're gonna insert this yarn and pull. Once you reach this end here, we're not gonna do on the V shape here, just the end here. You're gonna chain one, turn your work. Now inside this hole, I'm gonna do double crochet, and I'm gonna create a picot. You chain four. You can either chain four or chain three, it doesn't really matter. You go back to the bottom part here and do a slip stitch. So in the same hole here, do another double crochet, and same thing, go to the next hole, do a double crochet and do a picot. Doesn't matter whether you're gonna chain 4 or chain 3 or chain 2. And then you will have some spiky things like this. So you continue until you come to this end here. Okay, now I'm gonna make a tiny tail, the tip of the tail. So we're gonna start off by making a magic circle. So here we have a single crochet. We do a single crochet followed by a half double crochet, a double crochet, oops, then you follow by a treble. Treble means you yarn over twice, and you're gonna put through 2 by 2. And again we're gonna go for double crochet, half double crochet, and a single crochet. I'm gonna pull this tight, so you're gonna have something like this. Then I'm gonna chain one. I'm gonna slip stitch to go a bit higher until here. Then I'm going to do half double crochet, double crochet, then I'm going to do treble, which will be right on the tip. Double and a half double, and I'm gonna slip stitch until the bottom part here. There'll be 2 slip stitch, so it will kind of curl like this. Either you curl this way or curl the other way. Then I'm going to turn the work. I'm going to slip stitch until almost to the top. Whoops, wait, somewhere here. Then I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to slip stitch downwards. You slip stitch until the main part here, and again 1, 2, 3, 4. Just now we made 4, now we can make 5 if you want. Oops, can't feel my way. Again, I'm gonna slip stitch downwards. And slip stitch on the main one here. And again, 1, 2, 3. Either 3 or 4. So you have something like this. It's just like some tiny fingers that it's a little bit curled, and in the end it will look like a tail. And I'll slip stitch all the way down. Okay, and I'm gonna leave a long tail for sewing. I'm gonna sew this onto the tail, the tip of the tail, so it looked like kind of fingers thing, right? But right after I sew it, it doesn't really show. It just shows something like this. This is optional if you do not want this. I find it kind of cute. So you're gonna curl like this, so like kind of extension to the tail. So here I've done all this part here. I've add stuffing. I've plumb up the part here. Okay, gonna add more stuffing over here, and you get a independent yarn, and you go through all these holes that we created. Just go through it, through and fro, through and fro. All this you can actually hide inside here. Okay, the last few. Make sure one side is shorter. Make sure one side is shorter than the other side. You don't need that much of a tail here. And add stuffing. I'm gonna plumb it up. And I'm going to pull this. So once you pull, feel the wire, where's the other wire? You can actually push the head back like this. So up to you whether you want to make one stitch here to make the head go nearer, or you can just leave it like that. Push this to the max, tie a knot, make sure it's to the maximum. Tie a knot, leave this knot, the tail of the yarn inside, and now you add more stuffing. This one is coming into place. Okay, plumb it up nicely. Here, depending whether you want to make a stitch, which I did not do that for the first one. So here you just let it be like this, because later the wings is gonna cover this part up. And you get a, that's why this long tail, we can continue to seal the tail. You just stitch across, because with this fluffy yarn you don't really have to bother how you're gonna stitch it, because it's not visible. Oops, you won't be able to see. See, you can look here, there's no trace of sewing, right? See, it's all just blend in. If you do not want to add the additional tail, it's okay. Your tail can be just like this. But I prefer to add, oh yeah, actually I do not need such a long tail. I can use this tail. And later I'm gonna hide all this tail inside. So here I just add one more like this, so that this is optional, and this you just spread it out, make sure you won't see the stuffing inside. And here sew this here so it looks as if there's an additional tail. The tail kind of goes up, but instead of us purposely make one stitch to make the tail go up, which is quite difficult because of the stuffing, so I just add an extension tail. So you just sew this here. Don't worry about all this, I'm gonna hide it inside later on. So you just sew this tail, this additional tail at the tip here. You can sew anyhow you like because it will not show. See, it looks as if it's an extension. And once you put your wings, then from far you can notice there's a tail going upwards like this. Okay, I'll have this nicely secure and I'll come back to you on the wings. Okay, now the last part, the wings. Excuse me, sorry, I just recovered from a bad cough. So as I said earlier, I couldn't get the same yarn as I have for the body of the swan, and this is kind of like slightly longer, so I'm going to use this to make the wings. So the wings, I'm going to use the same hook size, 3.5, or you can use 4, and you make a knot. This is just my habit of making a knot, and I'm gonna chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, once you chain 8, you turn back. I can't show you, it's the second stitch from the hook. So long you just feel your way and you feel that your hook can actually enter the nearest hole, I mean the nearest spot to your hook. I assume that is the second stitch from the hook. So I'm gonna do a single crochet, then I'm gonna do a half double crochet into the next, then I'm going to do a double crochet, then I'm going to do a treble. You have to curl twice. Now this is the tricky part. Not sure if you can see that you have to go through 2 by, oops, oh, let me do that again. Curl twice, go to the next stitch, and you're gonna put through 2 by 2, so it kind of like go up this way. And now I'm gonna do a double crochet into the next, half double crochet in the next, and a single crochet in the last. So you're gonna look like this. So I did a single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble, double crochet, sorry, half double crochet, single crochet. And now I'm gonna chain 1, turn my work. I'm going to do 1 single crochet, increase, which means 2 single crochet into that first stitch if you can feel it. Then I'm going to do single crochet in the next 2, there's no increase, and in the middle here I'm going to do single crochet increase. If you can, put your finger there. So there'll be 2 single crochet in that particular stitch, and then I'm going to do single crochet in the next 2, and the last one I'm going to do a single crochet increase. By now it will look like this. I'm sure you can see your stitches, so you should have about 10. So you're gonna curl this way. I mean, it will look kind of uneven. Okay, so now we're gonna build fingers here, which makes it look like feather, because if you're gonna use cotton yarn, you can actually do the single crochet on the back loop to make that line that looks like feather, but with this I can't, so I'm just gonna make those fingers without joining those fingers together. So here I do not have any fixed rules as to how many number of stitches you should go up. It's up to you. You can go up to chain 9, or you can go as low as chain 5. Okay, now let's say for this, the wings, I mean the feather at the corner, I would prefer it to be short, so I'm gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once I chain 5, I'm gonna slip stitch my way down. 5 means I should have 4 slip stitch, provided you can see. Okay, slowly slip stitch your way down. Then you can see from here actually. Then you go to the main part here and slip stitch. And now you chain, just now we chained 5, now you can chain 6, you can chain 7, you can even chain 9. So it will curl a certain way, it will curl over this side towards you. So I have, you make 3 sets of this, so I have 3 here just to show you how it look like. So here you just continue to build those fingers, 1 finger here, 1 finger here, you slip stitch all the way down. Some you chain 5, some you chain 9, some you chain 8, some you chain 7. So there's no fixed rule. Anyway, you can't see, so you don't have to really count properly. See, it will curl. Let it curl because it'll look natural. So you're gonna make 3 of these, and when you're gonna sew it onto your, okay, let me get an example like this. So when I want to sew it on, I just, you see, if I'm gonna place it this way, everything will curl this way. Here it's gonna curl inwards, but when I add this, it will kind of like hold it, and in between you can see like there are 3 layers of feathers. Isn't that lovely? So I think I prefer wings like this than the traditional wings. So here, don't really bother, so long everything curls inwards. When you add this will kind of hold it. You're gonna sew this way. I did not add any long tail for sewing because you cannot sew with this type of yarn, so I'm gonna sew with normal thread and needle. So first I have to make sure if everything is in order. Okay, so let's say this is the first one. See the tail, so cute. So you're not gonna place your wings like this, you're gonna place it slanting, and all this gonna curl in. You're gonna slant inwards like this. So all this will close up here and all this will close up here. So it look quite kind of like naturally curl in. So from the top view you can see that 3 layers, which sometimes you can see that in a swan. So here you just place it here and start sewing, and don't worry, you will not show. So which means you have to make 6 of it, 3 for the left and 3 for the right. But if you think you only want 2, it's okay. I mean, like if you prefer to only have 2 wings like this instead of 3, then you just make 2. I prefer 3 because I want it to be floppy. So if you want 2, yes, you can. You're gonna look like this. But 1 is too short. For 1 wing is too small for our swan, because this swan is kind of big. So it's best that you have 2 wings to make it look like, you know, it does flare up. So maybe you can make into 2 types. First one with 3 wings and the second one with 2 wings. Then you can compare. So now I'll just sew this, I'll attach this, and I'll come back to you and show you how the final product look like. Okay, so this is how the final product look like. This is the one with 3 wings, and this is the one with 2. So which do you prefer? You can put in the comment section. So thank you for watching. Hope you like this pattern. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next post.